Hello, welcome to the November free class. So just to begin with, you can earn a free class with a purchase. So during this month, if you have placed or will be placing an order of $50 or more during November, you'll qualify for the December free class. So this runs about a month behind as such. So you have 1 month to qualify, and then you get your free class for the following month. So I just wanted to clarify that, because I think sometimes it's caused a little bit confusion just running that month behind. So so for any orders I receive during the current month, you'll qualify for the free class for the following month. So that is how you can qualify for a free class with a purchase. Okay, another quick reminder, the monthly card class registration has now closed. It's going to open for December on the 1st of December. So this is a fun class to do. You get to do it at home in your own time. There's includes enough materials to make 2 cards. You get a written tutorial and also a link to a video tutorial, so then you can either craft along with me during the video, or you can use the written tutorial. The other thing too, still a little while away, we have got the new mini catalogue and celebration starting in early January, and I've already got my launch events scheduled and starting to plan those. So I think they're going to be lots of fun. I will be creating Facebook events for these, so you can register through Facebook and get all the information. Okay, tonight's free class, we are using the Reindeer Days Designer Series paper, and I don't even have any over here to show you because I started to pack everything away, or pack everything up for retreat. So this is the first one. Okay, it's not a difficult card to make, and you can make it, as always with a lot of the stuff that I make, it is very much done that so you can recreate the card at home. So the products you will have: to make this card, you'll have a real red card base, which is a half sheet of A4. You'll have a piece of white that measures 10 centimeters by 14.4 for the inside. So let me just get rid of that. So that is your inside. You will have a piece of garden green cardstock, which measures 8.5 by about 13 centimeters. A piece of Designer Series paper, which measures 8 centimeters by about 12.5. With this one, if you like the holly berries and the leaves on the other side, feel free to use that side. You will also have one of the tags, which comes from the Greetings of the Season bundle, and you'll also have 2 pieces of the gold thread, which is really beautiful to use. The stamps that I'm using for both cards is Greetings of the Season, and this is the tag that coordinates with this sentiment stamp set. I'm also using on this card Garden Green, and on the second card I'm using Pool Party. If you don't have either of these colours, just choose a green, a red or a blue. Just something that's going to coordinate with the papers, because there's a lot of colours in there that you can choose from. Okay, let's get started with making this card. To begin with, I'm going to be folding my card base in half. And I am using, of course, as always, my bone folder as well. So if you're watching, please say hello so I know you're there. Okay, I'm going to finish off the inside straight away, and I'm going to be using some Stamp and Seal. And I always give these reminders a little tick to finish, or to break the stream of the adhesive, and a light hand as well. You don't need to use too much pressure at all. So if you get perhaps your fingers aren't quite as good as they used to be, perhaps you've got a little bit of arthritis in your hands, Stamp and Seal is one of the best adhesives that you can use. Okay, next, my piece of Designer Series paper. I'm going to be using my shorter piece of gold thread, and this is the one that measures about 24 centimetres. So I am going to be folding this one in half. And just below halfway down, I'm going to be sticking this maybe a little bit higher, around about there, tuck behind and stick in place with some sticky tape. If I can get my fingers to work today. Okay, and then the same with the other side. Okay. So quite simple. Next step, I'm going to use some dimensionals to stick my piece of designer series paper onto the piece of garden green. Actually, before I do that, I am going to stick my piece of garden green down to the real red card base, and I'm going to again use Stamp and Seal. So I'm not sure if anyone's making comment. I have had a couple of messages pop up to say that my connection is slow at the moment, so I do hope that that you're seeing this okay. If not, the replay will be available as it always is. Okay, next, some dimensionals, and I'm just using some standards. I actually don't have any of the, I normally use the minis, but I actually don't have any of those in my little trolley at the moment. That's okay, I'll have to put some in. Okay, and then I'm using the piercing tool and the take your pick tool just to flick up the little backing papers off the back of the dimensionals. Hi Bianca, thank you for joining me. Okay, so this is going to go onto the card front. Nice and easy. And this paper is really cute, so you don't need to do too much with it. It does have, I guess, there might be snowflakes. They look a little bit more like a star, but the fact that it's also got the cute little reindeers and the cardinals. I actually have a little bit of a reindeer collection happening at my front door at the moment. I will share photos with you in the next couple of days. I just need to take the photos with my phone. And I'll also share a scrapbook page that I made with those photos of the little deers at the door. Okay, so next, a little bit of stamping. So as mentioned, I'm using garden green on this one, and I am using the greetings of the season. Now this actually is a stamp set that's not in any of the catalogues. It is a part of the online exclusives, so it's going to be available, I would imagine, for quite some time yet, but you can create all sorts of different sentiments, and some of these are just perfect for, of course, most of them are perfect for Christmas. Love and joy you could use for other occasions, along with the for you could use for other occasion too. So yeah, so it does have a little bit of versatility to it. So I'm going to get the Merry and get that onto a block. And I'm also going to get the Christmas, but you could do Happy Holidays, you could do wishing you a Merry Christmas. So there's lots that you can do with this stamp set, because a lot of it is just individual words. Okay, so let me just grab my scrap of paper just so I can check to make sure this is going to stamp okay. When I'm stamping or using this stamp set, I have found if you stamp Christmas first, once you've got that lined up, then you can line up the Merry over the top of it. I've just found, for me, that is the easiest way for me to line these up. Going the other way, doing the Merry first, I haven't had much luck with that. So I've got my Christmas, and now I can go ahead and line up Merry over the top. And that way, for me personally, I found that I get it kind of on the mark each time. And being photopolymer as well, it does also make it quite easy to line it up. Okay, my sentiment's going to go on with dimensionals. And I'm not going to put dimensionals right at the edge. I'm going to bring them in just a little way so that, as you can see, my tag runs off this top, off the designer series paper. So I don't want anything to stick under there onto the red cardstock. Okay, so just flicking those up and onto the card front. Finally, got the second piece of gold thread, which is the longest piece. So this is going to be, I think it's about around 50 centimeters. Hi Mandy, thanks for joining us. Okay, so I folded my gold thread in half and I'm going to tie a bow with the double thickness. The reason I do this, it just gives you a fuller bow. And one thing I found with this gold thread is that it really holds its shape beautifully for a bow. And I'm going to just snip and trim up those little tails. And this is going to go onto my card front using a glue dot. And then this card's finished. Again, this is one of those cards that you can use any designer series paper for, and it's really going to work out beautifully. I think I need to start doing that with these sorts of cards, is show you an alternative using different designer series paper. But at the moment, the back end of this year has turned out to be really quite busy, and I think the further we get into November and the closer to December, I think it just gets a different type of hectic. So there is card number 1 for the free class. Again, a nice simple card that you can reproduce using different designer series paper. Okay, let's move on to the second card. So this one is also using the Reindeer Days designer series paper, and for those coming to retreat, this is the paper that's going to be in your goodie box. So it's good timing to share a few extra cards and projects using this paper. So this one, I've got some paper with this packet of designer series paper. It does have a bunch of reindeers that you can cut out. If you've got the dies, you might be able to cut some of those reindeers out with the dies. I don't have the dies, I've just got the papers, so I will be fussy cutting that little the cute little reindeer. You might have a different reindeer to what I've got as well. And on the inside, I've just finished it off with a sentiment from the same stamp set, Greetings of the Season. Okay, so for this card, let me share with you the products you need. So the card base is a half sheet of Pool Party. I have 2 pieces of basic white. Both of them measure 10 centimeters by 14.4, one for the inside, one for the outside. I have you'll have in your kit already a piece of embossed Pool Party, which measures 9.5 by 13.9 centimeters. I have done the embossing for everyone ahead of time. I wasn't sure. I assumed everyone has got an embossing machine, but this way it's just done, ready for you to use. You'll have a piece of designer series paper. Again, you can choose which side. If you like the side with all the Christmas trees, you can use that. But this piece measures 9.5 by 9.5 centimeters. A circle from Stylish Shapes, and also a piece of the Pool Party ribbon that's got the little pom-poms on it. I'm sure it's got a special name, but it's just pom-pom ribbon to me. And you'll also have as well a reindeer. Okay, so as you see, this one's different to the one that I've got on my sample card. You may have different ones again too. So let's get started on this one. Okay, as always, folding the card base in half. And if you like, you can score your card bases. With the thick white, I always score, not so much with the coloured. Okay, I think I'll finish off the inside And I'm just using some Stamp and Seal, and of course you can use some Tombow or other double-sided tape, whatever you'd normally use. And I apologize, words aren't coming out properly tonight. It's been a long day getting stuff sorted for a retreat and finalizing the last couple of bits and pieces for this month's card class. So everything is almost done. Yeah, it's just between baking and packing things for retreat and those last few things, it has ended up being quite a busy day. Okay, next I'm going to be using again some Stamp and Seal to stick my piece of Designer Series paper onto. I've put it on the top of my pool party. You can put it on the bottom if you like. So lining up the corner and the edge and the top. Don't go on like that. You may need to do a ever so slight trim up, because sometimes with the embossing folders, they shrink up the cardstock just a touch. Okay, I need to put my ribbon on next, and I'm going to use some of this nice thin double-sided tape. As always, I do say that this isn't a Stampin' Up! Product. So I've just got this, I think I got this from one of the craft fairs that I went to. You can also get this sort of tape in at some of the discount stores and Spotlight. Okay. Peeling, I took up the whole lot then. That was a bit of a fail. Let me try again. I even took up or peeled up a little bit of the cardstock too. That's all right. Try again. This time I won't be so rough with it. There we go. I don't think there's a right or wrong side to this ribbon. So I'm just going to pop that along there. And I'm going to stick it in place at the back with some sticky tape. And do the other side as well. There we go. Okay. And I should have probably stamped my sentiment before I stuck my piece in, but that's okay. We can live dangerously today. So I'm going to get my stamp out. This one says, may your holiday season be filled with warmth and cheerful celebration. So that's quite a nice sentiment, and I'm using Pool Party to stamp this one. Just see how that's stamping. It's pretty good. I think my Pool Party is due to be re-inked. Okay. There we go. Actually, that's pretty good. I think I stamped this one a little bit better than I did the sample card. Okay, so I have got my piece of white, and this one measures 10 centimeters by 13.4. I'm going to be using some Stamp and Seal to stick this to the card front. Okay, there we go. And my second piece, I'm going to use some dimensionals behind this one. And of course, with your sheets of dimensionals, don't forget to cut up the outside bits as well. And take your pick tool with the piercing end just to flick up those little papers off the back. And this is going to go onto the card front. Okay, almost done. Again, this is designed that you could use different Designer Series paper, different ribbon, different colors, and it's going to look pretty much the same. Okay, So next, my circle, and this is one of the die cuts from Stylish Shapes. I am going to use just a couple of dimensionals, I think. One for the top and one for the bottom. I'm not going to have any dimensionals over where the ribbon, on top of the ribbon, because dimensionals just don't seem to stick too well to those. Finally, I just need to do some fussy cutting. And normally I would do this ahead of time, but because we've got people who have these kits, they can take a little bit of time as well to catch up and do their fussy cutting as well. Now, if you've missed some of this or are moving too fast, please remember, as always, I will be sharing this Facebook Live straight away. So it'll only be just a couple of minutes before you can go back and view the whole video. All right. So for retreat, as I mentioned, these papers will be included in the goodie box. These little reindeers, I've cut out a whole bunch of them ahead of time for retreat. And they're cute. They've got the sweetest little faces. So I think it's one of the things I love the most about the designer series paper that we have is that there are so many images in the paper that we can cut out. So you don't necessarily need to buy the stamp sets and the dies that coordinate with them. It's nice to have those, but you can really create some beautiful stuff out of the designer series paper. Now, while I'm chatting about designer series paper with the mini catalogue, I will be doing a paper share. So you'll receive samples of all of the designer series papers that we have in the new mini. Okay, so that's coming out in January. I haven't worked through all the numbers yet, but I will be looking at doing that, and I will be advertising that one in early December just to give people some time to register. And then as soon as I can order the products, I'll go ahead and order those papers and get the samplers out to you, because they're such a great way of getting all of the designer series papers without having to buy whole packets. Okay, there we go. Cute little reindeer is done, and I'm going to dimensional. I'm going to say her. She's got a flower in her antlers, so she's got to be her, onto the card front. And I am going to cut up some of these little bits of dimensional around the edges because I just need smaller pieces for this. Okay, I think maybe just one or two more little pieces. And then we're almost done. Oh, I'm glad you're looking forward to it. It's going to be quite warm this weekend, so thankfully the hall is air conditioned. So I think it's going to be quite comfortable in there. Yeah, I love doing the paper shares, and I haven't done them for a little while, and I just don't know why. Sometimes, you know, I do things and then I think about doing them and then I run out of time, I think, more than anything. So there is that. So yes, Bianca, I'm very much looking forward to retreat as well. It's all coming together really nicely. And with the Christmas theme, I've made gingerbread, shortbread. I actually made these cute little, I guess, a little plum puddings or little Christmas cakes out of wagon wheels and Jaffas. So that's something cute as well. Have to have those out for a short period of time, and everyone grab one before they melt too much. Okay, so there is card number 2, which is a nice simple card. Another nice simple card to do, which I like to do a little bit more simple cards just so that people can remake them. So that is all I've got to share with you. My couple of reminders again. This, of course, is the free class. So to qualify for the free class, for December. If you place an order of $50 or more during November, you automatically qualify for the December free class. This one I don't think I'll be doing as a Facebook Live, but I'll be uploading the video to share with you. Also, of course, the monthly card class for November, this registration has closed for this one. This is the card class that comes to you, and you can do it at home. And also, again, I was talking about the new mini catalogue and celebration that's coming up in January as well. So thank you very much, everyone, for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed seeing these projects being made, and if you've got them sitting in front of you, I hope you're enjoying making them. Hi Gay, thank you for joining us. We're almost done, but please stop by to watch the replay, which will be available in just a couple of minutes' time. Thank you, Mandy. Hi Pam. Yes, the replay will be shared in just a few moments. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining me. Any questions for those who have these kits in front of them, please leave me a comment. I'll get back to you. Thank you very much, everyone. Stay cool over the weekend, and I will be back next Tuesday with another Facebook Live. So looking forward to seeing you then. Bye.